Hi everyone, Jamila Knopf from Turning Point Clinic and Coaching. How are you doing? This week it's a new diet focus and it will be focusing on whole foods. Just to sum it quickly up, what did we do in the last 4 weeks? In week 1, we focused on just eating more vegetables and some fruit and lots of vegetables, including these in our diets, in the main meals, but also in the snacks. Week 2 was focusing on real beverages. So it was focusing on all the drinks that are natural. I know juice can also be natural, but it's highly laden with sugar and doesn't have a lot of fiber. So it's best to avoid juice. But if you're someone that drinks a lot of juice, we wanted to reduce that to once a week. And also not sweetening other drinks like tea and coffee, which are all the natural drinks. And then week 3 was focusing on meat and reducing the intake of meat, also eating more alternatives, eggs and fish. Fish is also a meat, but it's a lighter, easier digestible meat. And also focusing on eating more locally produced meat. Then week 4 was focusing on no fast foods or deep fried food and reducing the intake or eliminating the intake of these. So week 5, whole foods. What are whole foods? Well, whole foods are foods as they come in nature. Just your fruit, your vegetable, your grains, whole grains, and also your legumes, your nuts, and your seeds. So let's focus on just eating more whole foods and not eating any of the produced products that are made out of these kind of foods. Because you could argue that pasta is also a whole food, but pasta doesn't really grow like that in nature, and hence it's not really a whole food. So try and consume foods as they come in nature. So basically your grains, you could also try some new grains and new seeds like buckwheat and quinoa, or having your whole grains, your barley, your whole grain rice, and things like that. And also, of course, tomatoes instead of ketchup. And focusing on just eating things as they are natural, because that reduces our intake of additives, preservatives, and other chemicals. And it's also better for our body and easier to digest. These kind of foods also, of course, give us more energy and are so much better for us. So you could start your day with an omelette and spinach and mushrooms, or maybe also having steel cut oats. They are lessly, what's the word? They're lessly processed than other oats. And adding to that maybe some berries and yogurt or milk. And focus on whole foods like that. At lunch, salads and maybe a nice piece of wild salmon or chicken breast, or maybe, again, eggs if you didn't have the eggs for breakfast. And then for dinner, again, some nice vegetables, some grains, and some other sides kind of protein. You can, of course, have meat and fish, but limit the amount and have like 3 to 4 times a week meat if you can. So that's it for this week, focusing on whole foods. See what you can do, and all the best. Okay, Jamila Knopf, Turning Point Clinic and Coaching.